Good morning, remote learners. Hope you're having a great day. Today is Tuesday, October the 6th. It's a day for STEM. Can't wait to see what you create with all of your STEM projects. We hope that today you're dressed up in tropical wear, island and Hawaiian themed clothing. Tomorrow is Hollywood Day. Can't wait to see what actors, singers, famous people you dress up to be. We're doing this all for Bullying Prevention Week. Remember, we recognize, we respond, we report, and we plan for bullying situations. Today, I want to take you inside of a case study. There's a student who brings an issue to his teacher. He says, "Mrs. Shapiro, I need to tell you something. I think I'm being bullied." So the teacher thinks to herself, she's going to stay calm, she's going to listen and focus on what the student is saying, and she's going to show empathy. So the student says, "Marcus and Ian pushed me down on purpose today in gym class, and they laughed and called me a bad name." So now, students, you have three options. What do you think the teacher should say? Number one, number two, or number three? The first one says, "Lewis, I'm sure you don't like being pushed or called names. Perhaps things would get better if you tried harder in gym class and got stronger so they couldn't push you down." Number two, "Lewis, thank you for telling me. You did the right thing. No one should use a word like that, and it's not allowed in our school. Can you tell me more about what's been happening?" Or number three, "Lewis, I think that Ian and Marcus were probably just joking. I see boys your age do this kind of thing a lot. The best thing to do in cases like this is just to ignore them." Students, what do you think? One, two, or three? I hope that you all chose number two. We want to make sure that reporting bullying can be very difficult, but affirming the student's feelings immediately lets that student know that they did the right thing and that you can support them. As you can see, the student's thinking, "I'm so glad I told her. She'll be able to help me." The other two are not appropriate because we never want to have anyone think that bullying is the fault of those students that might be on that side of it. We also know that it's never a joke and that we take bullying seriously, whether we're in remote classes or in person. So the next scenario, the student says, "Well, this wasn't the first time Marcus and Ian have bullied me. They make fun of me almost every day." So students, what should our teacher say now? One, two, or three? Number one, "It sounds like what I need to do is call Ian and Marcus in here now so that we can discuss what to do in this situation together." Number two, "Ian and Marcus are really nice boys. It's hard for me to believe that they would do something like this." Or number three, "It sounds like this has been going on for a while. When and where have they been bullying you?" What do you think? What would be the best response for the teacher to say next? Hopefully you chose number three. Getting more information by asking some questions is really important so that the student knows that you'll be able to help. The other two are inappropriate and not right because sometimes forcing a meeting can be intimidating and it can make the situation worse. And the second one, number two, we want to never show judgment and we want to show care and try to get more information about what's happening. So the story goes on. "Marcus and Ian say mean things to me all the time in class when our teacher's not listening, in the lunchroom, in the hallway, but gym class is the worst." So what should the teacher say now? One, two, or three? The first option. Let's think about what we can do to keep you safe right away. First, I'll talk to your gym teacher and tell him what's been going on. Then I'll talk to Marcus and Ian and make sure they stop the name calling and teasing. Or number two, unfortunately, this type of behavior is very typical among boys. Or number three, since you, Marcus, and Ian are all in the same gym class together, it sounds like you just need to figure out what you all can do to get along with each other. Hopefully, students, you know number one is the creating a safe environment best response. We want to immediately make safety our top priority so that the student can think, "I feel better already." The other two are inappropriate because we know that bullying bothers all of us. We'll never tell you that it doesn't bother us. And we know that it's an adult's responsibility to help solve the problem once we know about it. So those are why those two are not appropriate. The story continues. "But what should I do if Marcus and Ian keep bullying me?" So the options, one, two, or three. Number one, "I know that Kayla is your friend. You should tell her right away. She'll know what to do." Number two, "When I call Marcus, Ian, and you to my office, I will have them apologize to you in front of me. That way they'll be held responsible for their actions." Or number three, "You need to tell me or another adult right away so I will check on you tomorrow to make sure that you feel safe." What do you think, students? One, two, or three? Hopefully you know number three is the right. We want to end the interaction with a clear mutual understanding of our next course of action. What's our next step? The other one, we don't want to ever